going on, guys? I'm back at my parents' place actually, from college. Came home, very very nice. It's been like a month since I came back. When I come home, I like to just like decompress and de-stress, and kind of just reset at my parents' house. I feel like a kid again, bro. And I don't know, it's really nice to just kind of relax back here. I'm in a robe and shit. It's cold outside though, so don't get on me too much. But it's nice, but the thing is, I can't really trade here as well because I don't have my PC. I'm just on my laptop and my MacBook. Um, and that also means that I probably don't post on YouTube. So this is usually when I come out with these kind of videos. I have a couple of these kind of like videos. I just like talking and kind of sharing my thoughts, and hopefully I can reach out to some people out there. But today this video is kind of just it's just gonna be kind of like a little conversation I had with my parents at dinner tonight at my house. Um, Side note, I think having conversation with your parents and just having dinner and parents with your general is really really huge. You learn a lot just from those conversations, and it's just nice to have those conversations once in a while. Um, yeah, just have dinner with your parents once in a while. But the conversation I had today was, me coming back from college. We just had a conversation about college and stuff, and it kind of led to the point. I have some traditional parents that were raised, born traditionally, education system, all that. I don't blame them, of course. It's a whole different generation, huge age gap, obviously, right? So, of course, they have the connotation that, and so I have the connotation that, or I have the opinion that college is being less. I'm not going to say come out here and say, sure, that's pointless, that's useless, because it's not. There's things that college offers that you won't get if you don't go to college, if you aren't a student on campus. But I did do say, and I do stand, and I do think that college is becoming less and less needed. Um, in the workforce if you want to get a job or something, especially if you don't really know what you're doing and you're in college. I don't think that's beneficiary for you. And my parents, of course, have the opposite view that college is a necessity, that you need college. It is a foundation for you to just get your degree, get licensed in whatever kind of field you want to do, and then get a job in industry and work, right? And then so we had a conversation, and obviously my argument was that, um, as we grow as in a society and as we kind of progress and we come out with, we advance in technology especially, um, my argument was that college was going to become less and less popular, and we were kind of just debating about that, talking about that, and then my parents kind of hit me with, so then why are just for example, I was gonna go to, I'm gonna air myself out, but UT next year, right? Transfer there. I'm a CAP student. Been basically doing a program that I'm gonna go to UT Austin next year. It's kind of like it's a whole program. Obviously, I gotta be quiet, but I don't plan on staying there the entire. Well, I really don't want to. If it turns out that way, I will for sure. But ideally, I want some to work. That's why I'm starting this, right? But that's beside the point. So they asked me, they go, so Alex, then why are people applying? Why are the appliance rate applying? What is it called? I don't even know. Why are students out of high school? Why has UT gotten over? I don't know how much it is, but their applicants, their application rates are rising rapidly. That's what I know for sure. UT's about to turn into a freaking an Ivy League school, so there's a bunch of students applying to UT. It's growing every single year, and that was basically their argument. So why are so many students still applying to these colleges if you're saying that college is becoming less and less popularized? So sorry, my computer keeps darkening. So I kind of, I was a little bit stumped for a little bit. I was thinking about it a little bit, right? Yeah, there's a bunch of people who are trying to apply to these schools, like these Ivy League schools, not even Ivy League, just schools in general. There's a lot of students, right? A lot of people trying to get into these schools, these high name schools, these Ivy League, these UT, Rice, cliche Harvard, MIT, Brown University, all these colleges, man. Every single year, it seems like more and more students are trying to get into them. It's getting more crowded, and universities are cutting down and all this. And then I go, well, this is what I think. I just said, after a few seconds of thinking, I just said, well, because I think that's the easy way to go. That's the easy route. That's the easy thing to do. And before this, we were talking about, how I think there's people, that are able to be successful without college and do their own thing. Do they do what they want to do, without college? And that was kind of the argument we were having as like a baseline of what we were talking about. And my parents were obviously opposed to that. So I said that, well, I think that because it's so easy, I think that's the easy thing to do is to get into college, is to perfect your GPA, perfect your resume, perfect your experience, your internships, and perfect your life into something that these institutions want it to be, that what these colleges like to see. I think that's the easiest thing you can do. Obviously, I'm not saying like it's easy to get a 4.0 GPA, to get a 3.9 GPA. It's easy to land internships and easy to nail interviews and get loads of experience in these niche fields. But in comparison to maybe not even going to college, or starting an entire business from the ground up, start an entire club for those of y'all who are trying to start, clothing brands. I know how hard it is. I know how difficult it is to gain traction when you're first starting out. I know for trading, and what I'm doing right now is insanely fucking difficult, right? And people who just go all in on that, what I see that as 10 times, 1,000 times more difficult than perfecting your GPA, than studying, just studying for your classes just to get that 4.0, right? Because there's a structure, there's a template laid out for people who want to get into schools, right? So you get into the school with a perfect GPA. As long as you have a perfect GPA, as long as you've attended this many clubs, as long as you're president of your class, right? There's certain templates, there's a structure built in. The steps are there for what you need. The steps are there providing you what you need to do in order to get into these colleges. And then as soon as you get into these colleges, there's steps for you to get a good GPA, get these internships, and then immediately you have a better chance of finding a job, get a higher pay, and then, well, you end up working for someone, right? That's the main thing I don't like. I don't want, I don't want to have my life structured immediately from the get-go. I want to, you know, structure my own, right? And I think that's a lot more difficult than already having a predetermined path laid out for you. And that's what I mean by easy. It's definitely riskier. It's a lot riskier, and harder to start your own thing, to decide that you don't want to take this already paved out road for yourself, um, and just start your own thing. So that's what I said. I think it's because it's easy, right? It's easy for students just to apply and get into these colleges. And then I also added that it's easy for them to do that, right? And it's harder for students to, or people, or kids my age, to not just go to college and start their own thing. However, who's going to be in an easier position? Just saying, in the ideal world of a kid who goes to college, a top Ivy League school, they're going to school for pay, right, to get a job. But when they're in that job, whether they be a lawyer, a high paid job, right? Obviously, if you're going to Harvard, MIT, or like UT, you're trying to go for a high paid job, whatever you be, a lawyer, surgeon, doctor, whatever you be, who's going to be in an easier position, I feel like, or in terms of pay, and I guess freedom, and I guess in terms of like schedule, um, someone who started their business from ground up and are their own boss, have their own schedule, than somebody who, I don't know, is working for somebody, has to wake up at the crack of dawn, 6 a.m. to work for somebody. I have no problem working up early. The problem is waking up early for somebody else is when I start having problems. So, I mean, then I added just who's going to be in an easier position. If you just take that risk, if you just take that harder route instead of walking that predetermined path. So, um, yeah, that's just the kind of the conversation we had. It may be easy now, just to get to college and follow the rules, the directions, and land a high paying job after getting to a high tier, top tier school. Um, I think that's the easy route in my opinion, and then the harder route, the more difficult, the more risky, and the more kind of, from the eyes of other people, the stupid route, right, is to, just, I mean, if you are in college, kind of just do your own thing. Or maybe if you're not in college at all and you're trying to start your own business, trying to start something, that will set you up financially in the future, something that you can run on your own, something that you're not something where you're not being told to do something for a paycheck. Just, I think it's a lot more difficult than just going to college. But obviously, this is different cases, different situations. I can't just say this is, something's easier, something's not. This is just my opinion. If you guys definitely can disagree, can agree. But it's just how I've been looking at things. Pretty much like since junior year of high school, when I really didn't think any of this was helping me at all. Um, and yeah, that's just, I'm doing something about it. I'm also not just gonna sit here and say, oh, college is shitty, it's not helping me at all, and then just sit around like a bum and go to, and just not do anything about it. I'm doing something about it, and I mean that's the only thing I can do for now. So just keep grinding, keep your head down, and kind of speak your words into fruition. So yeah, bro, it's hit the 10-minute mark. I've been talking for 10 freaking minutes. Something just want to say. It's a conversation we have with my parents. Talk with your parents, y'all. It's very it's very good for y'all. Like I think it's very good. I think that's something that a lot of us teenagers are missing is gathering up for dinner and with your siblings, with your family, and talking. It's just a lot of wisdom. I mean, your parents are in the end older than you. They're wiser than you, so they have a lot to say, and it's good to listen to them sometimes. But yeah, man, appreciate you for watching. I will get back to the training content once I'm back at my dorm. Got my PC and shit over there. So yeah, other than that, nothing much else, man. Have a great night. Stay safe and God bless you.